How you doing, guys? It's Trent Sanderson, and you're on the infamous Living Realm Network. Divine power is always working for us because we're trying to do right. How to live a very prosperous life. What does it mean to live a prosperous life? What does it mean to live an abundant life? What does it mean to be very, very successful? What it means to be very, very free? What does it mean to be very, very rich? What does it mean to be very, very loving? What does it mean to be at peace? What does it mean to be fear free? Fear free. Believe it or not, guys, but there is a life that you can live where it's absolutely free from all trial and tribulation. You will be set free from all negative issues. You will be set free from all things going wrong in your life. And the way to find this life is you find yourself. You have to find yourself. Find who it is that you really are. Find what your ultimate truths are. Take criticism. That's one of the biggest things that a lot of us don't do because we think that people are being so mean and so rude and treating us with such disrespect, but that is absolutely not true. Take the criticism, swallow it, change your reality. Be awesome, but just don't be defensive. But you can live this life too if you find yourself. And when you begin to find yourself, you will begin to break. You will begin to be tore down on the inside. Everything that you thought was the right way of doing things, all of a sudden it begins to deteriorate and erode and wash away. And you begin to take on this new form of who you really are. And that part of you, that new part of you begins to rise up from within, not on the outside, from within. This feeling about you, this new concept that you have about yourself, this great person that you see in your mind's eye, this prosperous life, this abundant life, the good life begins to rise up on the inside of you, and it begins to X out, cross out. It begins to lay over all the dead old stuff about who you used to be, what they taught you, what they told you you was when you was growing up. See, when you grow up, you don't get a chance to choose who matter of fact, you don't get a chance to see who you really are because you grow up with all these people around you who think they know everything, and they try to tell you what they think they know about you. They try to tell you this is the right way to do it when really they don't even know the right way to do it. They teach you and they mold you, not to look down on your parents or anything, but it's the principle I'm trying to get across to you. Listen close, guys, listen close. So they teach you and they mold you and they make you into this person who still is yet to find out who you truly are. Even when you was going through school, elementary, preschool, there was a teacher. She did the best of her ability to teach you everything that she thought was right about math and social studies. But fail to realize that as you got older, you realize, there are many different teachers out here, and I get to go to college and I get to choose my classes. I get to choose my career. But you didn't know that then. At the time you were before a teacher whom you trusted, or you didn't have no choice to trust because you were going to public school and it's free. It was not private, so you didn't get a choice if you were in public schools, and you had to listen to a teacher who went home, had their own beliefs about how they saw you and how she saw or he saw her class, and you had to rely totally on what she believed in about herself. Now, who knows what type of problems that all these teachers were going through while they were being employees at in a school system? Who knows? So you began to self-destruct. The more older you get from adolescence, the more you begin to self-destruct because you start to realize what people thought about me growing up and what they made me be growing up. I'm not that. I'm really not that person who everybody said that I will be or who I was. I'm different from that. I feel different. Why is it that I'm so confused? Because, you know why you're confused? Because you have to let go of all those old thought beliefs, all those old myths that they taught you. All that stuff you thought was right because you used to watch TV all the time. TV was telling you something about somebody else's dream. You were watching somebody else's dream, their life, their stories, TV shows, news, media, telling you stuff that you had to believe about yourself that wasn't true. So you get to a point where you're like, you know what? That's not me anymore. Who am I? And then that's when you go in and you start to figure out who you really are. And the only way you start to figure out who you really are is if you study yourself. If you study the moves you make. You study why you say the words you say. You study why you do the things you do and why people don't like the things you do. You study all the wrong stuff about yourself. And the more you continue to study what they say is wrong about you, then you begin to master all that stuff that people tell you that you're not. You begin to master it. You begin to break barrier and break ground and reach marathon peaks, and you begin to go up and up and up and up and elevate and elevate. And then eventually, nobody don't really have nothing to say because you keep coming up with your own solutions. You always come up with how to make what you do wrong better. And nobody will ever have nothing to say at the end of the day. And then before you know it, you'll be living this life where you should have been living ever since day one. Because you have realized who you are, who you really are. No longer do you have to listen to what people say you are and what you are not. You know who you are. You know why? Because you work from the inside. You change yourself rather than change them. See, they thought they could change you by telling you what you're not to make them feel validated. But you don't got to do that no more when you know yourself. When you know yourself, you can stand in your own domain and somebody will type in your website and go to it and learn stuff about you that they need help with. You get the drift? So, how to live this prosperous life? It's a journey. It's a journey of cultivation. So you got to make yourself better first. Then you can make other people's lives better while you're making yourself better. And then in return, you know what happens when you don't make yourself better, you make other people's lives better along the way. Guess what happens? You begin to make the world a better place. And when you make the world a better place, that's when you start getting blessings. That's when the universe and God, that's when everything starts to bless you because you're giving back to mankind. You're giving back. And nothing can stop you when you begin to be a part of this universal charity of humanitarianism, and you begin to give back to the world that you live in, and the world starts taking care of you. The universe starts taking care of you, making sure that you always get the best of the best because you are working for everyone. You see what I'm saying? You're not just selfish anymore. You're not just living this life where you're just on your own road, you're on your own street, you're trying to make your own money, you're doing your own thing, thinking you're going to be successful. You're trying to please yourself as well as please others. You're just working and just trying to make things pop. But yeah, you might get rich, but at the end of the day, you'll still be unhappy. The right way to do it is help everybody. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you. This is Trent Henderson. You're on the Living Room Network. Make sure you subscribe, guys. It's very important. Make sure you subscribe and share this video with some of your friends out there who may need this insight that we're getting here, together. So that'll be very helpful. You give back. When you give back, that's when you receive. Okay, so that's all I got. Peace.